Okay, so we completed a really big upgrade on the truck yesterday. I didn't record it, even though I should have, but I can show you what we did, which I think is probably just going to be as informative had we recorded the whole process. But check it out. Remote, lock the truck, unlock the truck. So now we have remote keyless entry on this truck. Let me show you what we did. Hang tight, I'll be right back. Okay, so what we did was we purchased a remote keyless entry kit, which came with 2 actuators and all the wiring you would need to get this done. The actuator is on the other side of the door right here. You can see this little connection that connects to the actual rod, which goes to the little pull up here. And you simply have a connecting rod from the actuator that connects to this, and then it's wired into a brain, and it's controlled through your keyless entry remote. Under the dash here, you can actually see the brain, and this is what everything plugs into, so you can access it with the remote. But the cool thing about this system is it comes with everything you would really need to be able to add keyless entry to a vehicle, so long as you have space between the door panel, the inner door panel, and the glass. So you want to be sure you have the glass lowered if you're going to be doing something like this to make sure there's clearance there. We actually found this perfect spot right here, because if you can see, the rod goes straight up and down right here. And again, this permits us the ability to have that actuator just shoot straight up and down to lock and unlock both doors. Really cool feature. I mean, it saves you from having to stick the key in the hole and lock it every single time and then walk around to the passenger side and do the same thing. Very inexpensive. My dad bought this kit and I helped him install it because there was actually a past of mine where I used to be a professional car audio installer when I was growing up, and installing actuators in vehicles that didn't have power door locks was something we did pretty often. So it wasn't too difficult to do. Just wanted to be sure that we did it correctly and that everything lined up, and we tested everything before we, did the final assembly. But super, super cool upgrade on the 73 Ford Super Camper Special, and it's definitely one that my dad's going to get a lot of use out of. Also, he installed the new stereo. So he actually did this while I was working on the trailer. It looks really good. One of the things that he wanted here was he wanted something that would give him a lot more information in front of his face and also kind of be future-proofed. So believe it or not, he picked this up off of eBay for like $50 brand new. The cost of these touchscreen displays has just plummeted. I remember, probably 25 years ago when I used to install things similar to this, they had this technology available. Most of the times they folded down and a slot for a CD was behind it. They did not have any type of like MP3 capability or Bluetooth capability at the time. But if you wanted something like this, it was typically only from a few brands like, typically Clarion, Pioneer, Kenwood, and Alpine. I think we're pretty much the only ones. And then Jensen and AudioVox came out with cheaper versions of them. But something like this nowadays, like $50. It's crazy how the cost of technology has gone down, whereas the cost of everything else has absolutely skyrocketed. But it works real well. You get decent sound out of it. I'm not going to say it's, anything you would want to enter in a Sound Quality Plus competition with. But we'll go ahead and turn it on so you can see it work. He just wanted something, again, kind of cheap, but that would still give him the capability of connecting to it with a phone, as well as playing MP3 music through it also. Check that out. So you can adjust your station right here. You can switch your source. You can switch to all sorts of other settings in here as well. This thing's pretty cool. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm surprised at what he was able to get for the price, to be honest. That's pretty cool. Plus, you have a couple USB slots, a micro SD card slot right here, your auxiliary slot over here. Just a pretty dang cool setup. And one of the things he had to do, or be very careful of, is find one that would hang down below the dash and not go up above it. Otherwise, it would hit the AC controls. So this one sits right below it. It's a double DIN setup going into a single DIN slot. So the body of this is only one single DIN, and then the entire front face is double DIN. But I think it turned out pretty dang nice. I don't know if it's detachable. I think it might be. If it is detachable, that would definitely help, prevent some prying eyes from taking a look at it. But again, they'd probably be surprised knowing that this thing's only about $50, brand new. But very cool. Another quick upgrade. It works well with the Kenwood speakers that are in here, the new speakers that we added in one of the first videos. And I'm trying to convince my dad that we need to put a small 5-channel amplifier in here just to power 4 speakers and a small subwoofer, just so we get more staging and imaging in this truck that make it sound better, especially considering how loud the truck is whenever the engine's running. But very, very cool upgrades. Something that you can definitely say is an improvement to the truck. And again, that's really the ultimate goal here. Also giving the Bluetooth capability so it's hands-free, so you're not having to find a place to mount your phone and have your phone on speaker all the time. But that's awesome. Anyways, we're going to move the truck out of the shop. Okay, so we have the truck pulled out of the shop. My father came by and did an upgrade to the truck that you may or may not notice. What do you think it is? Does it have anything to do with the back here, maybe? Maybe the front up here? Or perhaps did he swap the mirrors out? The vast majority of folks who left a comment said, you know what, it's his truck, let him do what he wants to do. Now, I thought he was going to place the mirrors a little further up, like right here. I didn't realize they'd be as far back as they are. I don't know how I feel about that, but that might be where they're supposed to go, so it's hard to say. What do you guys think, though? Pretty cool upgrade. Very, very daring of him to drill into the side of the truck. So I guess this is exactly where he wanted them, because he's not the kind of person just to drill on the side and arbitrarily say, hey, that's where it should go, when he wants it somewhere else. So interesting, though. Again, I feel like the mirror should have gone up here, but maybe that's, again, where it's supposed to go. He might have looked at other pictures. So I'll probably go and reference some pictures as well to see if that's typically where they would go. But leave a comment below. I'd love to know your thoughts so far on the truck. It definitely looks cleaner with the smaller mirrors on it. Again, I feel like they should have gone up a little bit more, but maybe not. We'll find out. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed the videos on this thing. Sorry I haven't filmed like every step-by-step process, because we have so much going on that it's hard to catch every little aspect of it. But again, please leave a comment below. We would love to know your feedback. Guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.